Hey, hey, hey! Chef Eric Eisenbud here, the Grateful Chef. Welcome back to the Grateful Chef Kitchen, where we, each and every Wednesday, pretty much, do a Facebook Live and we cook together, me and you. I'm not in this alone, and I am so grateful that you join us. And who is us? It is me, it is Lynn, camerawoman, producer, wind beneath my wings. I've been forgetting to say that lately. And she is running in the background. She is looking at all the places that we're live streaming to. She's fielding as many questions as she can. If she doesn't get to your question, we will answer it later. You know, start a watch party, get some of your friends looking at what we do and have fun in the Grateful Chef Kitchen. Today, of course, it's a great day because I'm cooking my favorite cuisine, that's Chinese. We are doing better than takeout. And that's not just blowing steam, you know, that is, I honestly believe a lot of these dishes are better than a lot of the takeout places that I go to. Not my favorite, Chengdu one. For authentic Szechuan, I am not that level. But for most of the takeout places, making it at home, it's better. You know what's in it, it's fresh, it's great. So we're going to talk about a couple of techniques tonight. So we're doing Chinese beef and scallions. So I have a little bit of a pet peeve when it comes to beef and scallions. I've ordered it numerous times from a restaurant, and it comes to me as beef and onions. And if I wanted beef and onions, I'd ask for beef and onions. I like beef and scallions. There's a place we used to go to, Phoenix Garden. They had one in New York City, I think in the Bowery area, and then they opened one in Jersey, and they brought it to you in a sizzling black bowl, like a pot. It was absolutely amazing. One of the things, hold on, let me put the sign away. One of the things that we look for that I love, and when you get stuff like mushu pork in a restaurant, it's got this smokiness about it. That is called wok hei. It actually translates to the breath of the wok. And that is like a smokiness that happens because the wok is super hot and some smoke happens when you put some ingredients in. And it's really hard to get that at home. There are a couple of techniques. I've even seen a guy this week where he has a blowtorch. And as he's stir frying, he's got the blowtorch going on there to try and get that wok hei. But we're not going to blowtorch today. We're going to try something else. So we are going to get right to the recipe. And the recipe will be on, we'll post it. It'll be on the Grateful Chef on my eatingwithcheferic.com website as well. So don't worry about writing it down. We're going to get right to it. So the first thing we want to do, before I tell you about what I did to the meat, first thing we want to do is we're going to make our sauce. All right, and that is very simple. It's soy sauce, it's sesame oil, hoisin, a little hot water, some white pepper, and some cornstarch. So we're going to put that in. So here I have a tablespoon of sesame oil, putting it in a little bowl right here. And that's all you really need. I have soy sauce. I doubled this recipe, so I'm putting in 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And this I'm using a first fermented low sodium soy. I find that I like using the low sodium soy in the sauces, but when I marinate, I like to use the regular sodium soy, you know, full sodium soy. This is our hoisin sauce. A couple tablespoons of that. I'm going to use my finger to get it all out. I love hoisin sauce. It's sweet. It's like that, you know, quintessential Chinese flavor that we're looking for. Hi, Lynn.
Miss Sophie Eisenbud says hello.
Hello, Sophie.
And why white pepper instead of black pepper? And can you use black pepper if you don't have white?
You can use black pepper. So white pepper is just same as black pepper. It's just got the black coating, you know, outside. If you look at a regular peppercorn, which is right here, the black peppercorn, underneath all that black is the white. It's a little bit more aromatic.
The blacker or the whitest?
The white is more aromatic. So here's the black peppercorns. You can see that hopefully. And then here's the same peppercorns, but the black is removed.
So those are like naked peppercorns.
Exactly.
and clothed peppercorns.
Exactly.
Alright.
So we've got our hoisin sauce in here. I need to put in a little bit of hot water. And I'm looking, make sure we get it right. 2 teaspoons of hot water. So I'm gonna just come over to the stove.
That's the sink?
Just a little bit of hot water in there.
Did you have instant hot?
Yes. And that's it. That's our sauce. So I'm just gonna mix it around. I want to make sure it's all combined. And I'm going to put this over by the stove. So this is a very quick cooking recipe, but like all, I'm going to say most if not all Asian cuisines.
Sorry, guys.
What happened?
I don't know how long they were looking at the fridge, but hey.
Oh, okay.
It's
Like most Asian cuisines, the work is in the prep, right? Prep takes longer than the actual cooking. So at this point, I'm going to move my prep deck only because it's holding 2 sauces. So I want to get that over here.
While you're over there, Doreen Botieri said hello.
Hi, Doreen.
Donna Meader said, miss seeing you.
I'm here. I am here. All right. So let's talk about the beef. So if you guys remembered the show I did on the tangerine beef, it was fantastic, flavor's beautiful. I used flank steak. Now, some of the pieces were tough. You know, it was like there's connective tissue in flank steak, and especially I like to cut it on the thicker side when I make the tangerine beef. And when I get it at my favorite, Shendu 1, if I do get it, it's a big piece of beef, you can take it, you bite through it, no problem. A little bit of a problem, so this is sort of a redemption thing. So what I did not do is I did not do the technique called velveting. Every Chinese restaurant does it. Some, like if you're velveting chicken, you're gonna slice your chicken, you're gonna put some cornstarch on it and a little bit of water, and you're going to let it sit. And I did it when I did I made a dish for Lynn, shrimp and broccoli. And what they'll do is they always have a wok of hot water. They'll take that chicken with the cornstarch and the water that had sat there for just, 10 minutes. And they will actually just pass it through the boiling water, and that velvetizes. We didn't do the water here, but what I did do, I sliced my beef. And then for an hour, I marinated it. I'm not even going to call it a marinade. I velvetized it in baking soda and water. And you just let it sit there. After that, you rinse it off until the water runs clear again, because you don't want the flavor from the baking soda. And then you are left with these pieces of meat. So this has been velvetized. And I don't know if you can see, there's a texture on the meat now. That's really good for collecting sauce, right? So this is velvetized beef. I did on some of the pieces where I saw some of the silver skin and connective tissue, I took my cleaver and just using the back point, I just kind of tenderized it just a little bit, all right? And then what I did was, and I'm sorry I had to do this in advance, but it takes a little time. Then I marinated in soy sauce and cornstarch, and that's it. Soy sauce and cornstarch, marinated it for 30 minutes, and now I've laid them out on these trays. And I'll tell you why you want to lay it out like this. Because now what you want to do is you want to actually dust these with more cornstarch. So that's what we're going to do. I've got a little sieve here, and you don't want to, you're not putting a heavy coating on it. You're really just dusting, a nice light tap. And we're going to flip them over, and then we're going to sear these in our wok. So this is not a recipe where the meat is deep fried, although I do love me some deep fried Chinese dishes. All right, so I've got that. I'm just going to flip them over, dust the other side, We're going to get rid of some of the excess, and then we're going to start searing these in our wok, which I'm going to turn up just a little bit.
And you've got a hello Jersey from Ed Biggs.
Hey Ed, thanks for chiming in, buddy. A nice light little coating.
I like that little sieve.
Yeah. And cornstarch is really fine, so it goes through very quickly. All right, so I've got that. I'm gonna put that over here. I better put it over here. And I'll do this one a little quicker.
How far in advance can you cornstarch something?
Well, I want to do it as close to the time I'm putting it in the wok, because there is moisture on the meat, and it'll just turn like into glue. Like, it'll turn a little gummy, and that is definitely not what we want.
No.
All right, flip. So this is it. It's much easier to do it this way rather than throw them all in a bowl and then try and separate them, because now I'm ready to just go right to the wok.
So that does seem a lot more convenient, just
Yeah.
because if I did it, it would all be stuck together.
Yeah, and that's not what we want.
Stuck together?
Right.
Nope.
All right.
Does it matter that you just dumped a whole bunch in the middle?
Nope.
Okay.
We're going to tap off the excess if we can. I'll roll them around in my hand. All right, that's pretty good. All right, we're done with that.
So just came with seriously yummy.
Yes.
Spelled S-E-A-R.
Of course. Who do you think she learned her dad jokes from?
You?
Uh-huh. Let's go to the stove. I'm excited. Excited about the stove. All right. In my wok, I'm going to put in half a cup, probably a little bit less. I doubled the recipe, and of course when you double the recipe, everything doubles. So you're supposed to use a quarter cup. This calls for a half because I got double the meat. I don't think I'm going to need a half a cup. So you want to just drizzle that around. We're going to heat this up. We don't want it ripping hot right now. Just want to get this. I'm going to turn it up just so I can get this just to the smoking point. We turn on a little bit of. Hopefully, you guys let me know if you can't hear us, because making Chinese food can be noisy. And I am choosing to use my Wokmon tonight.
What?
Can you show them the Wokmon?
Yeah.
This is a special thing you can buy. It goes on your stove. You can buy them in different sizes. And what it does is it helps concentrate the flame. So the Wokmon is that ring with the holes in it. And you can see that concentrates the flame and hits the dead center of the wok. That's exactly what I want. All right. Let's do a little test piece. All right, I see some smoke. I'm going to turn it down a little bit because, again, I do not want this on super high. Now I'm going to do this in batches. Okay, a lot of stuff all over the place here. You can see how beautifully non-stick this carbon steel wok is. I just want to get a little sear on here, move them around, get the ones that are on the edge, get them into the oil. and flip them around. It really only takes 30 seconds or so. And you just gotta, go with, depending on how your stove is, you gotta make adjustments to the flames. So, you can definitely do this in a pan if you don't have a wok. Not a problem. I'm gonna dump this off. And I'm gonna put it right back on here.
And hello from Denise Klein.
Hi, Denise. So you can see what's happening. You're just setting a coating. You're setting the coating on the meat. I'm going to pull it off as it's seared.
And does it matter if you're putting it back onto the cornstarch pan?
Nope. So this is all going to go back in once we get our aromatics in there.
Yeah.
It's okay that some of the cornstarch is sticking because we're going to deglaze.
What do you deglaze with?
Shaoxing wine.
I was going to say, I normally think of it as deglazing with wine, so I guess you're doing the same.
Alright.
And from Mark Popper, Ode to a Chinese Wok. I hear church bells. Cooking good.
Nice, Mark. Church bells. Alright, we got this batch. Just spread it out. Again, this is all going back in.
That doesn't take long.
No. I've got a 16-inch wok. I wish I had a 25.
Would that work on the stove?
Probably not.
Karen McLeany says, that wok is proof that size really does matter. I remember when you got this wok, and it was only been a few months.
Yeah.
And happy.
Yeah, I actually had one with 2 handles before this one, and they just got too hot, and it was very hard for me to handle. So, all right, I'm just gonna put these in little pieces. And I'm gonna tell you, the reason why I doubled this recipe is because I've made many Chinese recipes that and followed the recipe, like it said, and sometimes there's just not enough.
Again, proof that size does matter.
Yes.
So, but I agree. I mean, it's just, even if it's just the two of us,
Yep.
I think it's just maybe when we eat portions at Chinese restaurants, it's for more than one person, and we normally eat it just ourselves.
Yes.
Or we order 8 dishes for the 2 of us.
Yes, that's even better. All right. We are getting there. So this is like the part that takes the longest besides the prep. So if you're doing a double batch, you may have to do 2 or 3 batches of searing the meat.
When you move on to your next step with the sauce, you dump all the meat in there at one time?
Yes. Nice. And once that coating sets, you can really toss them around. Like that.
Do you use a little bit too much cornstarch? Does it make it glossy?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Okay.
I mean, well, yeah, it's totally coated. Again, you're not looking to make a big coating here. You're just looking to dust them. Alright. Nice. Alright, I'm going to turn the heat down because I'm going to add my aromatics. So, although we always talk about, oh, we want to, you want to stir fry high heat, you don't really want to do that with your aromatics because they'll burn. Alright, and like if you're using garlic, yeah, it'll burn. Alright, now, we got about 2 tablespoons of oil still in this wok. Exactly what you want. We're going to add ginger.
And you slice the ginger?
I julienne the ginger. I'm not going to use it all. This is going to flavor the oil that's in the wok right now. I just want to get that toasted a little bit. And now you can see you got pieces of cornstarch in there. Perfectly fine. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of Scallion wine, but I'm going to add it around the perimeter, and that's going to deglaze our wok. Smell that, honey?
You really do, and it really works as a deglaze. That's pretty cool.
Alright, so we've got our ginger in there. So now we're going to add the beef back in. And I'm going to crank it.
Fire!
Yeah. I'm going to take this beef out now. We're going to put it back in. Like in and out and in and out. So right now what I want to do is I'm going to heat this wok up super high, and we're going to do our scallions. So the first thing I want to do is I want to do the green part of the scallion. I'm sorry, the white part. So I have my scallions separated. The white part and the green part. So.
And the white part, which always messed me up, is the white part is still green.
Yeah, a little bit. This is where you really want to try and get some of the wok. So I'm heating this thing up big time, and I'm hoping that these things will char a little bit. Yeah, they should be crackling. Nice. And I can see all that smoke that's happening in the wok?
That's the wok.
That is the wok. These are going to take a little bit longer to cook than the other pieces. Alright. And then another tablespoon of the Scallion wine. See, there's that smoke. Hope I don't fire off the smoke detector.
So far it's going all up the hood.
And now you can see that the scallions are getting a little charred. Now, beef back in. Nice. Awesome. Hello. Toss that around. In go my greens. A lot of scallions in this dish because we don't have onion in there. We haven't even put our sauce in.
And it smells amazing.
It really does smell amazing. Nice. Can you hand me that bottle of Scallion? Nice. Now, so this sauce that we're using, you don't want a lot of sauce with this. You just want it to coat the meat. So we are going to add that. By doing it. There it is. Beauty. Oh yeah, this looks awesome. How good does that look, honey?
That's spectacular.
Letting it cook a little bit. All right.
Christopher Kloppel says, what kind of wok is that, make and model?
I'll have to get that for you. I did buy it from the Wok Shop at wokshop.com in San Francisco. I'll ship it to you. So now you'll see there's no sauce in the bottom. It is all enrobed around the meat. So, the final thing to get more wok hay is a little bit more Shaoxing wine. Again, just around the edge. Exactly what you want. And we're going to let that evaporate. And because we're fancy like that, turn it off. Oh yeah, this looks awesome.
It really does. Looks beautiful. Should I get the rice?
Yes. Let's go over to the cutting board and then you can do that. You got it?
I'm good.
Nice. Let's hope this doesn't blow off our smoke detector, but hey, wouldn't be the first time. Yeah, it's going to blow up the smoke detector. So I'm serving it just like they would in a restaurant, sizzling platter. Well, they walk through the dining room with this sizzling platter. Pretty cool. And that, my friends, is that. Let's try it, shall we? All right. Take a little scallion, take a piece of beef. I want to make sure that the velveting works. All right, look at that.
Okay, I'm going to come in for a
Come on in.
close-up. How beautiful is that? And then your plate. Beautiful.
I need it. Here we go. A little bit of beef, a little bit of scallion.
How is it?
Actually, incredible. The beef is super tender, exactly the way we want it.
Oh, that's lovely.
Like silk, velvet, works. So, I encourage you, as always, step out of your comfort zone, cook a cuisine you might not have cooked before. I'm here for you. I can help you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. This is so much better than, like I said, 90% of the restaurants that I've had this dish at. And just because I like spicy, and this is zero spice, this is my homemade crispy chili oil. A little bit of that on there. I'm going to try one of these scallions. Sweet and tender. Awesome. That's tonight's show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little crazy over at the stove when you're doing Asian food, but it is absolutely worth it. So I bid to you be well, eat well, be kind, and we will see you on the next Grateful Chef video. Peace.